we did wrong, what we did well, what we should do better, what we shouldn't be doing at all, and maybe some things we didn't even think of. The way this works is, again, this is time for our fans to talk to the staff and talk to the volunteers that are doing all this so we can help plan it even better next year. We do this at a staff session a little later on. That's the staff's turn to kind of self-critique and look what we did. So I'm going to ask that staff members do not speak during this session. We want to reserve all the time we can for the fans who've come here today. We have some microphones around the room. There's one Trap is holding there. And we are recording this session, so we'd like you to use the microphone to say your comment or ask your question so that it makes it into the record and we can play it back later and make sure that you actually get heard. Okay. Up here at the table with me, I have some of our executive staff, department heads in different areas. So if there's questions or areas of expertise, I'm going to have them kind of comment or answer some of the questions and talk about what we did. I have one more note here. The art show is closing, and I say there's still a few items that haven't been picked up yet. So anybody that's got some art, you need to get over there to the art show and collect it. Okay, so that's all the housekeeping there. So why don't we get started? First of all, again, welcome, and let's hear what you have to say. How'd we do? I see some thumbs over there.
Hi, my name is Mark Curian. I'm local, and I just want to say thank you for putting on this convention. It's been, I'm sure I speak for most people here that it's been a memorable weekend.
Thanks.
I just wanted to say my main concern that I've had is kind of when it's broad-based. And I just want to begin by saying that the timing of the convention I know is based off of a lot of factors, mostly having to do with other furry conventions across the country, trying not to overlap with AC or FC or MFF or other large conventions. And now that we've broken 1,000, from what I've heard, we're definitely top tier. So you guys should really pat yourselves on the back for that. However, being local, this does kind of present a problem, is that this con, with the way it's timed, is timed exactly on the first week of school for a lot of people. I had to cut class on Friday to make it for the whole convention, and I did actually clear with my teacher first, but
okay.
But I'm
making me feel guilty.
Yeah, my point is that I'm pretty sure that public school, at least in high school and college level, starts on the 20th of September for a majority of the public universities and colleges in Washington, and that this is a really crucial week. It's very hard to miss class and keep up, and especially if you're taking a science course where you have to do a lot of homework, it can be really hard to juggle the con and the class. Another issue is that I'm sure a lot of you know about this. PAX happens about 3 weeks before Rainfurrest, and it's a con that's really relevant to a lot of furries who have already spent a lot of money, energy, time off from work to go to the convention, to go to Penny Arcade Expo. So by the time Rainfurrest rolls around, a lot of furs are broke. They've used up a lot of the time off they had from work, or they just can't get the time off from school. So that is probably one of my largest concerns. Now, I've heard rumors. I'm not sure if this is true. Are we changing venues next year? Is that true?
Stay tuned. We'll let you know.
Okay, because I just want to say that while I like the physical venue that we're at, I don't quite feel like the staff of the hotel really are. They're polite, but they're not quite in tune with. They're not. They don't really seem to reach out to the fans or to the communities. It's not like FC where they want us there. It's just it doesn't. It's very impersonal. And I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say the parking situation is out of control.
Oh, yeah.
We parked last night, having to get a voucher from a valet, hoping that the valet is actually there to take your ticket, to hope that there's someone there to actually give you the voucher. It's very inconvenient. And we did park yesterday, we got the voucher, and then we found out that our bill was $20 for parking. We came late, and we stayed late past midnight. And they don't tell you that if you stay past midnight, they start counting, was it $2 every 20 minutes or something like that? $2 every 20 minutes until a full bill of $12 occurs, plus the bill from the prior day.
If you're there right now, make sure you go up to ConOps before you leave. We have some little cards that we can give you for the con rate for parking.
Well, yes,
there's some right here.
Yes, we did get one of those, but we had to wait. It was very late, and we had to wait for a valet to give us one of those. But that valet that gave us a discount of $8 from 20 to 12. Yeah. So our original bill was 20, and then they knocked it down to 12.
Right. Even though we were $6 a day with those. That's our con rate for the parking here.
Right. What I'm saying is, once it goes past midnight, the con rate gets split up. Basically, they get you. Basically, once you stay past midnight, if you're not a hotel guest, they will start billing you for another day. So if you're there let's say you're there from 1 in the afternoon till 1 in the morning. Yeah. Sorry about that. So that's pretty much it for me.
Thanks. Yeah, I made a note of all of those, and again, stay tuned on the hotel. Be here for the closing ceremonies, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Another comment over here.
Hi, Blue here. This is my second time at the con myself, and last year's was a blast, and this year was equally as fun. It was really organized. I just love all the details you put in, like the posters of the shuttles and the blueprints were just playing awesome.
That's Loyal here. You can blame him for those.
That was awesome.
He's our theming coordinator this year.
Nice one, mate. But the one complaint I really have to have is the panels seemed really disorganized this time. I went to several panels, and it seemed, not to be biased being a Cub myself, but the only two panels that seemed to really have their act together were the two Cub panels, which was, it was disappointing to go to one of the live art drawing one. The person there was good, but didn't really seem to know all that well the program he was doing. There were a couple of programs where the person who was supposed to show didn't even show up, and the person who dubbed over it did the best they could, but they were just not prepared for the situation.
Yeah, Bobby, would you like to say something about that?
Programs are always hit and miss as far as you can't, we could handcuff them to chairs.
Oh, yeah.
But I can tell you that we're going to do some things differently next year, and we'll take those notes down, and we take it real seriously. We want to make sure we're providing paneling for everybody, and we want to make sure our pros are really pros, and we'll work on that more next year for you.
All right. Well, that's no worries. I understand that people can't always be there. It's just a matter of maybe have little check-ins that's like pre-con, like the day before the con. Okay, you're sure you're going to be here? Or if not, the backup person knows that he's going to be available, be able to take care of the situation.
We do have some of that, and Zodiac was running around collecting information on what happens and what doesn't in panels. And I will make sure that paneling next year, personally, we'll make sure that paneling next year gets some more programming ops abilities to track data like that.
Well, great. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hi, I'm Stratosphere Tully. This is my second year at Rainfurrest and the first year that I've registered as a patron. And the first thing I'd like to say is thank you very much for the Patron Lounge. It was in a good location. The hours were, I'd say, adequate, but could be a little bit better, especially I think it was yesterday. The hours were a little bit cut back, but that's not a huge deal. It forced me to go out and socialize more.
Yeah, I know we did need to shut down the Patrons Lounge for a little while yesterday to do the high tea for the ladies of the furry fandom, because we wanted to take a little opportunity to honor them. And as you know, this just isn't quite as big a hotel as we'd like these days for as many furs as we have, so we have to double up on space. So that was one of the times that you lost the lounge. But
right, and I think, well, I was at the Future of Rainfurrest panel yesterday, so Loyal's probably got most of my my notes from that. Probably my only, I guess the only thing I was going to say was along the lines of what the last person said, as far as the panels seemed to be a little erratic, but they were. I'd say it was a good thing, and overall the convention's been very, very enjoyable.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Well, this is my first con here, so I will have to say that I don't know all that much about what to expect, but good things first. Great job in the dealer's den. Good people, good schedule. Would have helped a little bit if you had actually posted the schedule for the dealer's den, because that wasn't posted for the first day or so. Art show, gaming lounge, all that was pretty good. Like a couple other people have said, the panels were just a little disorganized, and they seem to rely a whole lot more on people asking questions and coming up with their own thing they wanted rather than anything planned. I don't know if that's usual, but maybe have people come in with ideas so that they don't have to close the panel early because nobody is asking anything.
So you think that the panels should have more professionals? People that actually know how to do a panel?
Not just that, just have people come in with more of a plan rather than just coming in there expecting to just answer questions.
So I'm hearing you expect them to be a little bit more prepared and have some things to go. I know some of our panelists actually had like handouts and all kinds of stuff. It was awesome, and others didn't. So
We can make that happen.
Yeah, that would make it a lot easier, and you wouldn't have to stop a panel early because people ran out of things to say.
I think we can make that happen.
One last thing. This is completely probably just me, but being without a vehicle and staying at the Hilton, let me just say, not fun walking up and down the hill several times a day. If you're going to have an overflow hotel, I would just ask maybe consider having it on the same street level instead of having people climb up a hill every day.
Or logistically limited.
I know, I'm just...
The DoubleTree's down the road.
I know, it's probably just me. It's just, that was my only real complaint with the whole thing.
It's not just you. And I'm sure that the Hilton, having done conventions with them in the past, I'm sure that they will provide some shuttle service for us for our customers next year.
Bobby, the Hilton Hotel didn't have it posted up, but they had a 24-hour shuttle. All you had to, they told us, because I have some roommates that were mobility impaired, especially Clay and Pops goes out to Hilton on this. They said at any hour, just go to the front desk here at the Marriott, and they would send up their shuttles to pick us up at 2.
I'm sure next year the shuttle will be whatever overflow hotel the hotel liaison arranges for. I'm sure there'll be some sort of shuttle service. The Hilton is really wonderful, and the liaison at the Hilton from the hotel, her name's Bobby, will be working with her and Yvette. They're incredible. They love fandom. Bobby is a fan. So, and Yvette just thinks we may be silly, but she loves us. So.
Hold it close to your mouth.
Okay.
You said it.
Just. I did the variety show, and there was that issue with the monitors, and I believe I can speak for Flair as well. Like, we really couldn't hear ourselves well, and probably for other main theater events, like having monitors at the performers or whoever's on stage is like really crucial.
I think our scalies would agree we need large lizards. You're talking about large.
No.
I think he's talking about monitor speakers. No, I agree. Yeah, we did talk about that, and that would be a nice addition for us to look at.